5,765 pounds. This is a virtually new wolf pack coming in on trade here at HaylettRV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a fully enclosed camper that has a big toy hauler deck on the front. And it's not something you see every day, but it's not necessarily a unique, uncommon thing within the marketplace. It's just not really common that you find one that is virtually new. This was a locally owned, local trade. Folks who had spoken with us in the past. And, you know, the timing came right for them to swap around. We had a big giant Jayco Octane here, and that was really the only difference, is that they really kind of washed on living space, but what they picked up was that they gained a private enclosed garage, which worked a little better for them. These things here are awesome. These open decks are fun. They're very good for like dirt bikes and dirt bikes and like ATVs that are going to get real big and dirty. They're very good for stuff like that. Now your outside safety rails here, those actually become your loading ramps. So that that's one of the concerns a lot of times with things. Where do I put ramps? Well, they're built right into this. And because it's got, it has tie downs in the deck, but because it's kind of mesh, you can just sort of hook stuff up anywhere you want. You can wrap stuff around the bars, if you will, of the loading ramp gates. You can kind of come up with a lot of cool different factors for this. It is gen ready. Being a wolf pack, by the way, is the toy hauler member of the Cherokee family, and being a Cherokee dealer, I'm pretty familiar with how she's put together and equipped, especially once we get inside. It's got a power rear bed slide, and that is a self-adjusting slide mechanism. So if for some reason it starts to get a little out of square, it'll actually the motors will sync itself up and it will get itself squared back up. But it has something here that I've never seen another of these front deck toy haulers have before, and that's a normal full pass-through storage. That's uncommon. And the more I walk through this on the inside, the more I realize that this is one of the better front deck, if not the best front deck toy hauler I've ever seen. It just does some things the others don't. And I'll point that out when we get in there, but I do want to take a moment to point out the fuel station here, which is something most of these open deck toy haulers don't have. And that's where I think they always fail, is most of the open deck toy haulers, they're a camper with a deck on the front, where this still has the heart, soul, and equipment of a toy hauler. Now this is back near our water retention pond, which, you know, this is probably mosquito breeding haven. It looks like the kind of place where you might catch a catfish, except, you know, it's not connected to any real body of water. You know, you don't want to fall down into that, so pardon me if I don't get good rear angle shots of this thing. I just do what I can where I can. Steel gripping slide wall on this extra deep slide too. This will really help those wipe seals go in and out properly. Power awning with LED lighting, easy tilt, outside TV hookups. We've got a friction hinged entry door so it doesn't fling open and smash the awning. Bigger entry handle is kind of nice too for coming and going safely. Now this is a carpetless camper. Because there's no side slide outs that the carpet needs to glide on, there's no need for carpet. Another thing I like about this camper is right when you walk in the door, we have easy bathroom access. So whether you're actually out on the trails or even when you're traveling, if you just want to stop and you know, hit the bathroom, you know, clean yourself up, you can do that. Another cool thing about this is when you're traveling, the kitchen and the sleeping facilities are all fully accessible. Now this rear bed will slide over the top of most of the sofa and the dining setup here, but the bed itself, which is a real, actually that's what's cool about this, is that's also a king. So this is another way you can get a king bed, is you can get one of these rear bed slides. Some of them like this offer a king rear bed. But you can get to the king rear bed, you can get to your front bunk over bunk here, and these are what I call 50% bigger big kid bunks. That's not a technical term, it's just something I've come up with, but it makes sense. It's not a true double bunk, but it's also bigger than a single, so it's a big kid bunk. Anyway, you can get to all your sleeping going down the road. Now this is where this one started to differentiate itself for me. I looked over and I went, huh, I've never seen one of these with a U-dinette over here and a nice sofa over here. What I always see these things have is a small crappy dinette over here and a small crappy sofa over here. And by rearranging the furniture like this, they were able to really improve the living setup quite a bit. So I got the table down in the sleeper position now, but what I want to point out is just everything in this is very well kept, very well maintained. The tabletop isn't scarred and dug up. The walls aren't scarred and dug up. You've got your AM, FM, CD, DVD player, Bluetooth, all that over here. The little accent light above the slide out there, that's something you get a lot in the Cherokee family. Your TV hookups, they're all across from the dinette over here, which also means they're very functional for mom and dad in that rear bed slide when you're all set up and done. And you see a lot of RVs now have that fold down middle section on a jackknife bifold sofa. You can thank the Cherokee family for it. This brand of camper right here, they were the first ones to do it. They had it on the market a year before anybody else. We have sealed edge waterproof countertops. Normally this camper would not have crap for countertop space, but because this is sealed edge and waterproof, they could recess the sink and put a really thick, heavy-duty cover on it. They could recess the stovetop. So suddenly now we have lots of prep space where normally we wouldn't have any. Instead of a space-wasting oven, we have a space-efficient convection microwave located down where you would expect an oven. But what that means is that all of this up here is suddenly unobstructed. So we suddenly gain storage where we previously would have lost. Now as we flip around, what I like is how they handled this here. You've got a dedicated front bunk closet, and that's great. You've got good hanging storage, you got a jacket closet, but they didn't stick it all the way against the front wall. They actually left this open in here for the bunkhouse. So you actually have storage area, like you have a place for the kids' bags, alarm clocks, phone chargers, all that stuff for each bunk. That's just a smart, nice touch. Another thing I noticed, in the bathroom, we have a shower, not a tub. It's an easy step in, not a climb in sort of scenario. We have both a big skylight as well as the Max Air power vent fan, along with a huge medicine cabinet where you can actually keep lots of big, deep things, and a big sink with another waterproof countertop. So this is actually so late model, you can get same as new RV financing on this thing. So if you want a used RV, well, pardon me, if you want a new RV at a used price is how I should phrase that, you can get same as new financing on this and just not pay that first year depreciation, guys. This is a win-win-win-win-win for you guys. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.